Over the past couple of weeks, I have become positively obsessed with the video game Hollow Knight. So naturally, I set out on a quest to find a book with similar vibes. Now, a lot of people are currently playing the new game Silksong, which I started before quickly realizing that I'd never actually played Hollow Knight, so of course I went back to the beginning. But to find a book that matches these vibes and what I've come to love about this game is actually kind of challenging. It needs to have a haunting and mysterious yet beautiful setting, a sense of loneliness and despair, but also a sense of wonder and whimsy, and it needed to hit that juxtaposition of exploration and discovery combined with the fact that every new thing you meet could be your end. So after a couple failed starts, what I ended up finding was The West Passage by Jared Pekacek. This is a story about a palace the size of a sprawling city, ruled over by giant ladies of unknowable eldritch origin, and this gothic setting has been drowning in decay and debris for generations. But now, several signs are pointing towards a terrible beast which legends say will rise up and devour everything. In the story, we follow two characters, Q and Pell. This massive city palace is broken up into 5 towers, and we start our story in Grey Tower, where Pell is an apprentice to the mothers there who manage all the births and deaths in the palace, and Q is the apprentice to the Guardian whose sole job is to stop the beast if and when it comes. But the Guardian has met her untimely demise, and winter has come incredibly early, one of the signs that the beast is rising. Now, these two characters must set off on separate journeys through the West Passage in order to stop this oncoming darkness. Every step these characters take through every chapter is filled with a sense of discovery and dread. Sometimes they meet friends, but most of the time they meet things that are trying to unalive them in different ways. And every creature, person, and place they discover is somehow both creepy as hell and yet oddly quirky. This also sort of has like a dark Alice in Wonderland vibe to it. Much of reading the book sort of feels like peeking around a dark corner and seeing what new horrifying thing is hiding there. And even when the characters do find these rare moments of safety, you still feel incredibly worried for them. And that's not even to mention these terrifying giant ladies that are ruling the land. Truly, they are like scary, godlike beings. The book also deals strongly with identity, as apprentices who take on the roles of their masters often take on aspects of their identities as well, even at times fully changing gender. The characters also sometimes find rare and magical artifacts to help them, known as miracles. This, of course, sometimes feels very similar to the charms system in Hollow Knight. The thing that gives me the strongest Hollow Knight vibes in this book is the way that lore is revealed. This book rarely, if ever, gives you direct information. Instead, this book offers you rare little snippets of information and then sort of relies on you to put it all together. And because of that, I'm sorry to say this is not a brain-off book. Much like how I described Gideon the Ninth, this is a book you really need to be fully engaged with to understand and enjoy. And of course, I love stuff like that, so I loved this. This was actually my book club pick a few months ago, and because I was so busy at the time, I only got a few chapters in. But I'm so glad I came back to it because now I can honestly say it's one of my favorite books I've read this year. It truly feels like going down the rabbit hole to another world and then slowly peeling back the story of that world one layer at a time. I gave The West Passage a 5 out of 5. I obviously do not think this is a book for everyone, but I think that people that it is for are going to absolutely devour it. I especially think if you're a fan of Hollow Knight or even Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you'll really enjoy this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I do need to get back to Hollow Knight. I still haven't beaten it. It's very hard, but I think I'm getting close.